Secret voice found inside Menglong's USB drive. By the Investigative Bureau, Beijing Digital Times. For 72 hours, the USB drive seized from the suspect in Menglong's death sat in a sealed evidence vault, untouched, its surface marked only by the scuff of a boot that had tried, and failed, to crush it. When forensic analysts finally broke through its encrypted partitions this week, they didn't find financial records, contracts, or data leaks. They found a voice. And that voice didn't belong to Menglong, or to the man accused of erasing him. A discovery no one expected. Sources within the Ministry of Public Security confirmed late Tuesday that the recovered USB contained several folders titled Afterlight Sessions, each holding fragments of digital audio stitched with heavy noise reduction and unusual spectral anomalies. When specialists at Beijing's National Forensic Audio Lab reconstructed one of the files, a faint human tone emerged beneath the distortion. At first it sounded like static. Then it whispered, slow, deliberate, and unmistakably human. "He's not gone." The architect speaks through sound. The technicians froze. One later described it as the moment the case stopped being a case and became something else entirely. Project Afterlight Revisited. To understand why one distorted whisper has shaken Beijing's investigation, it helps to recall what Project Afterlight was supposed to be. Officially, it was a creative experiment between Menglong and freelance engineer Zhou Renyu, designed to explore how emotional frequencies could be embedded in music. Unofficially, it has become the cornerstone of one of the most disturbing digital mysteries in entertainment history. Leaked memos from the initial search of Zhou's studio described the presence of custom-built sound modulators capable of recording at infrasonic levels, frequencies too low for human ears, but powerful enough to induce physical sensations. Some of these devices, investigators now admit, were connected directly to the same network used during the night of Menglong's final live stream. The connection wasn't a coincidence. The voice that shouldn't exist. The digital fingerprint of the mysterious voice didn't match any known speaker on record. Analysts compared it against thousands of voice prints, including those of Zhou Renyu, Detective Liang, and even background crew from Menglong's last known production. No match. Instead, the waveform revealed layered harmonics, like multiple voices speaking in unison, then folding into one. Spectral imaging produced a haunting visual. The frequencies arranged themselves into the shape of a symbol, resembling an architect's compass drawn over a single word. Echo. "Someone designed this to be found," said a cybersecurity consultant who reviewed the metadata. "It wasn't random corruption. It's communication, deliberate, encoded, and terrifyingly advanced." Detective Liang's disappearance. Compounding the chaos, Detective Liang, the lead investigator who had pursued the case since Menglong's death, vanished just hours after the USB's analysis began. His apartment in Haidian was found unlocked, his badge and phone left on the kitchen counter. Security footage from his building shows him leaving at 2:13 a.m., carrying a small recorder. He never returned. Within minutes of the news breaking, fan forums lit up with theories. Some believe Liang decoded another part of the USB before disappearing. Others claim the mysterious architect reached him first. Government spokespersons have not commented, stating only that all leads remain active. Public reaction. Fear turns to obsession. The phrase "the architect speaks" dominated Chinese and global social platforms by dawn. Clips of distorted audio, supposedly leaked from the forensic lab, circulated across TikTok and Bilibili. Listeners reported hearing different words each time they played the file. Some heard a message of warning, others a cry for help. By evening, thousands gathered in Sanlitun Square, holding up their phones and replaying the audio in unison. The sound echoed through the streets, bouncing off glass towers and turning Beijing's nightlife into something between a vigil and a seance. "It felt like he was answering us," said one fan, clutching a glow stick with Menglong's initials. "But I don't know if it was him, or someone pretending to be." The science of fear. Audio engineers who examined the viral clip say the voice's frequency lies near 18 Hz, the so-called fear frequency. Studies show that at this vibration, the human body may experience chills, anxiety, and illusions of shadow movement. Whether the effect was intentional or a glitch, it has left thousands shaken. The Ministry of Health issued a public advisory urging citizens not to listen to unauthorized recordings associated with ongoing investigations. Few obeyed. Downloads of The Architect Speaks Wave surpassed 1 million before midnight. Inside the recovered logs, investigators privately admit the USB contained more than audio. Hidden within its code were text fragments labeled directive files. Each fragment was a short string of numbers and letters, ending with a timestamp matching the hours after Menglong's supposed death. One sequence, when translated through a cipher used in Project Afterlight's mixing software, revealed a chilling phrase. Silence was never the goal. Completion is. Experts say it could reference a missing component of the experiment, perhaps the rumored resonance chamber Zhou Renyu designed but never finished. According to leaked architectural sketches, it was a small, enclosed space lined with mirrors and microphones, built to amplify a single note until it became infinite. No one has located it. The return of Zhou Renyu. At Beijing Central Detention, Zhou Renyu reportedly broke his silence after learning about Liang's disappearance. Guards say he asked for headphones and a piano. When denied, he whispered something to the wall. He's building again. Then, inexplicably, the prison intercom system emitted a brief pulse, a low, humming tone identical to the frequency found in Menglong's last song. Technicians pulled the plug immediately, but the hum continued for 7 seconds after power loss. Government denial, global speculation. By the following day, official statements downplayed all reports, claiming no credible evidence of external manipulation. Still, international outlets from Seoul to Los Angeles ran headlines questioning whether Yu Menglong's death was an isolated tragedy or part of a broader digital experiment gone wrong. The Guardian Asia edition called it the first crime solved and unsolved entirely in the realm of sound. Meanwhile, anonymous posts appeared on encrypted forums claiming to be from former Project Afterlight contractors. One message read, "The voice isn't his. It's theirs. He just hosted it." The architect's signature. Late last night, an independent group of data artists claimed to have decrypted a final segment of the USB. When they converted the audio wave into an image using a spectrograph, the result displayed not random noise, but a blueprint. The drawing, unmistakable in its precision, depicted a circular room beneath the Beijing television complex, complete with coordinates. The media tower was evacuated within hours for what officials called a security inspection. Nothing was found, but workers later reported faint humming through the basement walls, as if something were vibrating far below the surface. Beijing, 3:12 a.m. Inside the government's cybercrime division, the glow of 3 monitors lit up a face that hadn't seen sleep in 48 hours. Detective Liang's hands trembled slightly as he replayed the audio waveform on loop. The file, titled simply AFTRLIGHT_0, was the only readable data on Yu Menglong's recovered USB. The rest was digital static, an encrypted wasteland of noise. But this one file was different. When Liang first pressed play, he expected silence. Instead, he heard a soft, mechanical hum and then, unmistakably, a human voice. "If you found this, it's too late. But remember my name. I built the light they used to bury me." The detective froze. The timbre of the voice was hauntingly familiar, deep, smooth, with an accent that carried the quiet cadence of Menglong's own speech patterns. It wasn't identical, but close enough to stir the air in the room with disbelief. Liang replayed the file again, slowing it down to 60%. The distortion was heavier now, but embedded beneath the frequencies were other sounds, piano keys, a faint ticking clock, and something that resembled breathing. He called in Dr. Rui Wen, a sound engineer who had previously analyzed Menglong's last live-stream footage before the alleged accident. Together, they ran the audio through spectrogram decoding, a digital process that transforms sound into visual patterns. What they found changed everything. At the 047 timestamp, a faint visual signature appeared on the waveform, the same geometric mark known as the architect's blueprint, a triangular symbol first discovered carved beneath the floorboards of Menglong's abandoned studio. Someone encoded this intentionally, Dr. Wen murmured. This isn't random distortion. It's a digital signature, a message meant to be seen, not just heard. As word of the file spread internally, government agents classified it under Cultural Security Level 3. Media leaks were strictly forbidden. Yet by dawn, the story had already slipped into underground forums. Posts titled, "You Menglong Still Speaks," began trending across dark web message boards. Some claimed to have heard the full audio. Others insisted it was all part of a deepfake operation funded by Menglong's former agency, Starframe Entertainment, desperate to revive his brand posthumously. But Liang wasn't convinced. He'd seen too much. Scene 2. The night the screens went black. That same evening, Detective Liang requested access to Menglong's original hard drives, which had been archived at the Beijing Cultural Property Vault, a subterranean storage built to preserve digital assets of high public interest. The files had been sealed since the day of the musician's death. At 11:23 p.m., the vault's lights flickered. A system malfunction cut off surveillance feeds for exactly 3 minutes and 19 seconds. By the time they came back online, Liang's badge had been scanned at the vault entrance, but no footage ever showed him leaving. Inside the chamber, the security guard's log recorded one last sound, a faint piano chord, echoing through the metal corridors. The note matched the same tone embedded in the USB's audio file. By morning, Liang was gone. A single flash drive, labeled Afterlight_1, was found plugged into his office computer. The contents? An identical voice message, but this time, the words were clearer. "You opened the first light. The second one opens itself." Scene 3. Global reaction. As news of Liang's disappearance leaked, global networks reignited the Yu Menglong case. Fans across China and Korea launched hashtag campaigns, #FindLiang, #AfterlightFiles, and #MenglongLives flooded every major platform. A viral TikTok clip showed fans overlaying Menglong's old interviews with the mysterious USB voice, comparing tone, breath, and phrasing. Some matched perfectly. Others didn't. Still, the resemblance was uncanny. One audio expert from Seoul's Cyberphonics Institute, Dr. Hannah Zhang, gave an interview to Asia Wave Media, claiming the voice possessed pattern-matched emotional resonance, an imprint consistent with a real human memory recording. When asked what that meant, she replied, "It's not AI. It's not deepfake. It's human, but preserved differently." The world erupted with theories. Was Yu Menglong's consciousness preserved digitally before his death? Had the architect developed a form of memory transference through sound? Or was someone simply manipulating grief for profit? Even President Xi's media office released a subtle statement, denying any governmental ties to Project Afterlight but confirming the existence of ongoing national interest in digital immortality technologies. Scene 4. The architect returns. 3 days after Liang's disappearance, Starframe Entertainment's official website crashed. When it came back online, the homepage was blank except for a pulsing triangle, the architect symbol, and a single audio track auto-playing in the background. The voice, processed but human, spoke calmly. "You wanted the truth. But truth is what you build, not what you find." In the background, listeners could hear what fans identified as Menglong's dogs barking faintly, the same 2 pets reported missing after his death. Their cries faded into the sound of rainfall. Within an hour, the file vanished. The site went dark again. But those who downloaded it early noticed something else. The metadata timestamp was marked October 9, 2025, 11:23 p.m. The same time Detective Liang entered the vault. Scene 5. The broadcast nobody authorized. Late that night, Beijing's CCTV Channel 12, a public affairs network, was hijacked mid-broadcast. For exactly 47 seconds, viewers across mainland China saw static, followed by the faint outline of a face. The broadcast's caption read only, Afterlight_2, upload complete. Authorities denied it ever happened, claiming it was signal interference from private frequencies. But eyewitnesses reported the same thing, a male voice whispering through the static. "Liang heard me first. Now you will too." The voice stopped. The feed cut to black. Epilogue. The files continue. The USB that started it all now sits locked in an evidence vault in Zhongguancun's digital forensics department. The lights around it flicker at irregular intervals, as if the device itself reacts to sound. Forensic specialists have confirmed the presence of untraceable background data, fragments of code that appear to self-replicate every 72 hours. The file size grows each time, suggesting the voice, or whatever it is still evolving. This isn't just data, Dr. Wen told reporters quietly. It's something that wants to be heard. And as of this morning, anonymous sources claim a third USB has surfaced in Seoul, bearing the same triangular mark. Nobody knows what's on it. But if history repeats itself, we'll all be listening soon.